Today I wanted to just give you a bit of an overview in terms of BSI, the British Standards Institution, as the national standards body, the role that we play, how standards are developed, and then also just to kind of highlight and flag the work that I'm doing around university partnerships as well. And BSI is really pleased to be involved in the new Health Tech Research Centre, and I think this is a really great opportunity to talk about and get feedback from you today about how BSI can best support you as part of this process and going forward. So just to give you a bit of an overview about what we do at BSI as the national standards body, we represent UK interests on a national and international level. We're a member of the International Standards Organisation and also the European membership body, which is the CENELEC as well. And really our role, you can see here, we've got kind of 4 key streams of the organisation. But I sit within the standards body, which is the Knowledge Solutions division, and really we're about creating and developing new standards and also bringing together those experts within the field to talk, convene and discuss what best practice looks like to then form these standards that are then used across the field. We then also have the Assurance Services division, we have the Regulatory Services and also Consulting Services as well. So it is a massive organisation, but very much today I'm here to talk about standards development, how we can best support you in the innovation pathway and life cycle as well. Here we go. So this may be, you may know this already, but I thought it was important to touch on what are standards? Who knows? So here we go. So they are organisational best practice, good practice that allow organisations to work more effectively together. And they are very much voluntarily developed. I would encourage all of you to get involved in a committee, join a standards committee and contribute as an expert in the field. Anybody can become a standards maker, and it's always a really great opportunity to kind of bring together experts in the field. So I have links, and I can put you in touch with the relevant people to make sure you are contributing and participating in those key discussions. They are developed by experts. We convene those experts. We bring them together and make sure that we have the right people in the room from across the various stakeholder groups. And they are consensus-based. So everybody comes to an agreement together to make sure that they are happy with those. They are voluntarily applied, and they are documented good practice as well. And they come in various forms. So we have specifications, we have code of practice, and we have guides and guidances as well. So in terms of how the standards are developed and who it is that we are bringing together, I've outlined here the standards development community. So we make sure that we have stakeholder representation from across the board. We have industry, academia, which is a kind of key priority for me to engage with academia, get people involved, get people excited about standards and standards development. We collaborate closely with innovation bodies, with research bodies, and also with government and charities as well. So we want to make sure that our committees are representative of that wider community. As I mentioned before, it's about subject matter experts, agreed by consensus, and they're really about best practice. Oops. And having a range of industries to make sure that we can support trade, innovation, and drive productivity across the board as well. So I think Richard spoke about this a little bit, and I just wanted to highlight this again to flag really the relationship between regulations and standards. So obviously regulations are very much the law, they are what you need to do, but standards can help kind of support that and define best practice and really are a way to kind of demonstrate that conformity. And I'm sure Richard will talk about this a bit more further in the process, but it's just important to kind of highlight that they can be really a useful tool as part of your demonstration of that conformity as well. And again, I know we touched on the classifications, but I think it's important to highlight that as the national standards body, we work really closely with MHRA as the regulator. We make sure that we are aligned as much as we possibly can be in terms of the regulation development and the standards that are in development underway as well. We work really closely on the software as a medical device roadmap that was recently worked on, and as well as the International Medical Device Regulators Forum as well that was mentioned earlier. So I think having that close collaboration and understanding the regulatory developments and the standards that are in the pipeline too. And then I think this is, apologies for the colouring here, but this is a really clear example of how the matching up between the standards and the regulations can come across. So you can see the regulations on the left here, that is very much the what, and then on the right you can see the standard that is very much telling you how to demonstrate that conformity, and then gives you guidance in terms of what that risk management plan needs to involve as well. And then as a final piece from me, so as a University Partnerships Manager, we're really looking to strengthen the relationship that we have with UK universities. We've worked with Sheffield and of course with Leeds, and we're really excited about the partnership around the new Health Tech Research Centre. As part of my role, I go out to lots of different universities and host education workshops for the kind of next generation of health tech innovators, specifically around standards and how valuable and insightful they are as part of the innovation pathway. We also at BSI partner with universities on their research proposals because there is such a kind of an important link between the emerging research that is coming out and then also the standards developments that are coming forward. So I think it's really key to continue and maintain those relationships with academics. And certainly if there's anything that I can do to be supporting you or any feedback that you have for BSI as a national standards body and what we can be doing to continue that growth and that development, please do reach out to myself and we can have a conversation about that. Some useful tools that I wanted to highlight. So we have Compliance Navigator, which is a subscription-based model. It's basically like a search tool. You can go through all the different standards that are out there. And my colleague Arthur is here today to talk about that. So any questions, please do reach out to him. We also have the Standards Show, which I would 100% recommend you give a listen. It's an educational podcast which makes standards fun and exciting, which I didn't think we would necessarily say. But it touches on specific themes and goes through, standards to kind of really break them down and make them kind of as accessible as possible. So we'd encourage that to share with your students and others new to the standards world. We also have an online course, The Power of Standards. Again, it's free to access and download, and would encourage everybody to have a look at that. And then at the top, you can see we have the Student Research Project. So this is typically for MSc students, but it's an opportunity where they are looking at research that has a focus around standardization. They can partner up and get technical and industry perspective from BSI colleagues as well as the IEC Young Professionals Program. So those that are new and working in this space, they can get involved in that. But yes, that is everything from me. That was very much a whistle-stop tour, but very happy to pick up the conversation and looking forward to the fireside panel discussion as well. Thank you.